The Japan Racing Association Cup is our feature race at Happy Valley on Wednesday nights as the Japanese-themed evenings continue for the month of November. A very warm welcome to Racing to Win. All you need to know about Hong Kong racing this week at the City Circuit. Very pleased to say I'm joined in the studio by Paul Lally and John Blance. And John, really good feature race and decent Class 2 to end the programme as well. Yep,
as often is the case in these situations, they like to leave the best for last at Happy Valley. And yeah, there's some really good racing. And as I say, nice to see the Japanese theme continuing.
Certainly is, Paul. Nice jackpot in the six-up. There was a decent jackpot on Sunday that went off as well, wasn't
it? It did, wasn't it? Yeah, there was 2.3 million this Wednesday night for the six-up win bonus. So that's plenty of money there. There's not many first starters this week. We've seen like a flurry of first starters recently, Sunday, but there's a lot of last start winners. So some good even racing there.
Okay, and looking forward to a massive weekend coming up as well, John. We've got the three main trial races for International Day.
Yep, a lot of horses rehearsing their lines. I should have done that myself, shouldn't I? For HKIR in a few weeks' time, which we're all looking forward to. So yeah, the season really is getting into top gear.
All right, well, speaking of that, let's look back first on the action from Sunday. The feature race was the Panasonic Cup. Now, a winner here in Western Express is actually going to back up this weekend into the mile trial. This is his pet distance, though, over the 1,400 metres. He's now on 4 of 6 over this trip.
Yeah, and yeah, obviously the 1,400 metres suits him down the ground. So we'll be interesting to see how he does go on the weekend. Great ride here, perfect run. He got through and then won easy, didn't he, in the end? No, he just got up there by the fairest of margins with Wame Friend, very game in defeat. And Racing Supernova wasn't far away. It was a good run from him, but inch perfect ride there from Joe Murray, just getting up on the line.
Yeah, because there was just a stride or two where he got kind of shuffled back a little bit when Poon pressed the button on Wame Friend and sped it up a little bit, and Western Express was just flat-footed for a stride or two, but when the question was asked, he found plenty.
1,600 metres, though, for Western Express?
On that performance, you'd think be okay, you know, because he was just sort of winding up. His best part, well, I think, was towards the end, and maybe John Size has had a look at the 1,600 metre race. It's a long-term thing for him, and he's trained him just to go that little bit extra. The way he wound up there, I thought the 1,600 looks okay.
He gives himself every opportunity as well. He's such a relaxed horse, isn't he? And certainly runs like that. I know I'm leading the cheer squad for Limitless, finished in 4th. I thought it was better from him, though, manners-wise.
Yeah, and in the parade beforehand, he was better going forward as well. Interesting, slight change of tactics. And yeah, I think he's still a bit of a work in progress here in Hong Kong, but he's got loads of talent.
He'd put on that 50 pounds as well, so it'll be interesting to see what he steps out next time, weight-wise.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, as far as the winners are concerned and the ratings list, Western Express got 5. Puts him to a reasonable mark here, 112. Rattan was good again. A lot of first starters that didn't quite hit the board, as you said, on Sunday. World record was good. Golden Sun was a big spoiler, wasn't he?
Oh, he was, wasn't he? He sort of upset everyone. 6 up, I think, Golden Sun. And Sparkling Dragon, it was a great win from him. He is one of the debut horses that was really well backed, and he didn't let his supporters down. You can see he goes up to a rating of 60, so he stayed right at the top of the race.
I was going to say, right down the bottom there as well, Gainful Jet. Again, he's run a good race from a terrible draw. He had to work quite hard to get across, so I think £5 going up for that is doable.
Yeah, speaking of cheer squads, you're leading the Rattan cheer squad.
Yeah, I think that's a rather generous rise, actually. I think he's going to be a force in the bottom of Class 2, definitely.
But you're thinking even derbies for him?
I think there's a strong possibility. I mean, the trip is a little bit of a concern, but certainly he's got the ability. You don't win a race like he won it at the weekend without being pretty useful.
No. Seville should be right. Derby won't be. I don't think the distance will be a problem.
All right, well, there you go. Early shout for him. So those are the big winners on the weekend. Let's try and find you some winners for the future with our horses to follow. Now, what dark horse have you found for us, Paul, with no form coming into the meeting that Noel have heard of before?
Yeah, Exultant, exactly. He first started in Hong Kong, so if you don't follow UK racing, he was a very dark horse, as you two do. You know, you're being a bit sarcastic there. But he's on the Derby trail, but he's done everything right. There's no problems here. He hit the line very nicely. He's still last. He's still well last in this Western Express race. And he finished off the race really nicely and went past some nice horses and Booming Delight, etc. as well to finish up a really a good 5th. So I think he's got a future here in Hong Kong for sure. So if you don't know about him, you do now.
He was Group 1 place in the Irish Guineas early this year, but he does look a nice horse in prospect. John, what did you find?
I'm going to go with Noble Steed, who I thought ran very well in this race, which was full of potentially promising first starters. Of course, the winner, Sparkling Dragon, was a pretty sparkling performance. 80-80 he finished in second. It was a race, though, that was more or less dominated from the front, and this fella, Noble Steed, was one of the few that really stayed on from the back, and he did so in quite eye-catching fashion. He's still got quite a few to pass there. You see the big white face towards the centre of the track, but he's really thundered home. He's finished third behind two horses who are clearly going places, and it wouldn't surprise me if Upton Trip, he's going places as well.
Yeah, really good one. A really good run from him, actually, as you say, sort of against the trend a little bit there. And I know Brett Prebble done all the work on that one, as in the same colour as a horse called Humble Steed, which we haven't seen yet either.
All right, look out for him. Second last race on the programme for me, race number 9, and we'll get to see Rattan here, so we can enjoy this once more. But General Dino is the horse I've picked out for his first time up to the 1600 metres for him here. Finishes just outside the money. Lovely ride, though, up the rail here from Umberto Rispoli. And I think 1600 is minimum for him, maybe even a step up in trip as well. If he got into Class 4, he's dropped a point from this, so he's on 62. I think he'd be very dangerous, but I think he's probably capable of winning a race in Class 3 company. But just Rattan here once more, John. Oh, he went whoosh, didn't he? It's smart.
Yeah, there's a very good performance. And General Dino, yeah, as you say, the further he goes, probably the better he'll be. And it's one of those horses that's just acclimatising nicely in Hong Kong.
He's only a 3-year-old as well. He's by Dr. Dino as well, the dual Vase winner as well. So hopefully there's some winners in there. Now, as far as Wednesday's programme is concerned, we've lost a couple. Race number 4, Our Hero, is out. So last start winner, Mr. Cool, will now take his place, and Umberto Rispoli on the saddle. And in the final race, race number 8, again, horse number 4, Rise High, is out. Speedy Longwa is now taking his place. And also, Beauty Way was a massive gamble last time out. He won't be going round. Gonna Run takes his place. Matthew Poon in the saddle. Gonna Run not without a chance himself. Let's get things going, though. Happy Valley, 8 races on the turf, of course, and we're on the C course for Wednesday night's programme. We start with a Class 5 over the 1,000 metres, headed by Lyric Ace, who drops back into Class 5 company. He likes to go forward. Rugby Diamond from 9, he likes to roll. Double Master's got speed. He's come up with barrier 1. Windful Patrol, he can go forward as well. He's come up with barrier 12, though. Working our way to Kim Glory. Doesn't mind a bit of speed either. Barrier 4 for him. Joe Moreira in the saddle, and King Steed, well, he can roll forward as well from barrier 2.
Logic would suggest that there's going to be quite a bit of pace in this race. It can sometimes happen. They also look at each other and they don't go as quickly out in front as you'd expect. But Lyric Ace has been going well from the front in Class 4. Yes, he's got more weight to carry, but he still should go well. Rugby Diamond pace out wide as well, which should inject further speed into the race. And Double Master might just be able to take a nice sit there on the rail. Yeah,
this is his grade, Rugby Diamond, isn't it? And he's got those speedsters on the inside, but he has got some really good gate speed when he doesn't miss the start, which he has done occasionally. But he's going nicely, whatever. Tony Millard's got him going well. Kim Glory as well, you mentioned, is another one who has got a bit of speed. Getting on in age now, he's getting on towards the veteran stage, but still going okay. Is Kim Glory, down to a rating now of 27 as Kim Glory, 7-year-old. And King Steed continues to work. He does this all the time, but he's another one that sort of can play up, and he's got the ability. It's whether he can put it all together, as these Class 5s can. That's why they're in Class 5.
It is indeed. We'll see King Steed in a moment or so. We're going to start, though, with Lyric Ace. Drops in class here, so important to remember this is Class 4 we're looking at. He drops into Class 5, finishing behind the debutant Speedy King.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with him. I think I've been sort of waiting for him to get down into Class 5. Zach Purden jumps aboard as well. He'd been drawn 11 and 12 at his last 2 and sort of had to work early in Class 4. Didn't really give it away. He finished off 4th here. He's dropped 11 pounds out of that race, so he'll be cherry ripe for this.
Yeah, all his Class 4 runs this season have been pretty good. The only slight concern for me is I'd have been very keen on him as well if there was slightly less competition up front, but there's quite a bit of pace up there, but I still think he's a moral for the numbers.
Right, OK, that's Lyric Ace. Let's move on to Kim Glory. Rocket Let Win and Windful Patrol. So Kim Glory from a good barrier 4 for him.
Yeah, Kim Glory's an interesting horse. His best form is either at the 1,000 at Sha Tin or the 1,200 at Happy Valley. He's run some decent races 1,000 at Happy Valley, and this was over 1,200 when he was just chinned in the latter stages. I think he's a good bet for the numbers, but at the forecast, well, the prices they are at the moment, I wouldn't be that keen to have him on a win line.
Yeah, totally agree. I've got him in on a 4th line actually. In fact, Kim Glory. Still think he can run okay, but. as John says, I think he's better over 12 at Happy Valley.
All right, OK, this is the 1,000, which will suit Rugby Diamond. This is his class as well. Not a disaster with the draw barrier 9, but I assume they'd want one close to the rail.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously it'll be a lot easier for him, but Dylan Moa board, so he'll take that £7 off, so he's really well rated at the moment. And we do see Tony Millard take use of these apprentice claims with these sort of front runners. He's a pretty uncomplicated horse. He can miss the start, that's the only query he's got, but he was just run over late there. I think he's a major player in this as well.
In that piece of VT, we saw King Steed staying on from a rather wide run around that final turn, so I think he definitely comes into the equation with a much better draw.
All right, OK, so all about speed in the opener, Paul. Who holds on?
Yeah, I think Lyric Ace can hold on. I like him down here into class 5 and dropping the £11, I think he's perfectly placed. Idyllic Wind with all his pace in. He's a class 4 winner over this 1,000 metres. There's another one getting on in age now as a 9-year-old, but from a nice draw, I think he can get a good run. If they overcook things, he could be the one finishing off. Rugby Diamond, Tony Millard having a birthday this week, so he'll be cheering him on, no doubt. Rugby Diamond, yeah, and Kim Glory in there for 4. So we went 1, 9, 2 and 10, but I would be playing the exotics.
Yeah, it's an interesting race. Certainly if the pace up front eventuates, there could be 1 or 2 closers in here. I'm going to go with King Steed on top. We saw that run, just the last piece of VT there. He should position up quite nicely, sort of mid-division on the rails. If they go too fast, he'll be in a good position to pounce. Lyric Ace will almost certainly still be there. He's gone very well so far in a higher grade. I like Idyllic Wind as well, as Paul said. In fact, I'm going to make him my long shot. I think the race might be run to suit the last time he won, which was only last season. Was off 43, he's now racing off 28, and 1,000 metres at Happy Valley is his thing. And Double Master is going to be the horse in there for 4th. He should get a lovely run just off the back of the speed from gate 1, and he can still stay on OK at 1,000 metres. So 12, 1, 9 and 4, and the QQP there of 1, 9 and 12.
There you go. Well, that's the opener. 1,000 metre dash for the Class 5 race number 2. Class 5 again. We get up, though, to the 1650.